So welcome students to the online classes of chemistry. So today we will discuss about the electronegativity. So what is electronegativity? So here remember the electronegativity is nothing but it is defined as the ability of an atom present in a molecule to attract the shared pair of electron towards itself. So the electronegativity is defined as the ability or capacity of an atom present in a molecule to attract the shared pair of electron towards itself. Means, for example here, so look here hydrogen is there, it has one electron, and another one fluorine is there, it has 7 electrons in their outermost orbit. It is 1s1, it is 1s2, 2s2, it is 2p, it is 2p5. So look here, it is fluorine that is having 9 electrons, 1s2, 2s2 and 2p5. So it is 2 electrons and then it is 7 electrons in the outermost orbit. It has 7 electrons in their outermost orbit. So therefore, here when it combines, so due to the large number of electrons, it attracts the shared pair of electron towards itself. So hydrogen, and here it combines, look here it forms like this. It becomes negatively charged and it becomes positively charged. It loses electron and the electrons are attracted towards this fluorine. The electrons are attracted towards this fluorine, so therefore it becomes more electronegative, it is electropositive. So what is electronegativity? Electronegativity is defined as the capacity or the ability of an atom present in a molecule to attract the shared pair of electron towards itself. The shared pair of electron towards itself is called as electronegativity. So therefore, here let us see this electronegativity here once again. So it is a property of bonded atoms or bonded compounds. So electronegativity is defined as the ability or capacity of an atom present in a molecule to attract the shared pair of electron towards itself. Look here students, atom present in a molecule to attract the shared pair of electron towards itself is called as electronegativity. So here it is not a measurable quantity, it is not a measurable quantity, So here number of numerical scales of electronegativity of element are known, that is Pauling scale, number 1, second one Millikan scale, and third one Allred-Roux scale. Like this, so many scales are there, numerical scales are there for electronegativity, and among this the one which is widely used is called Pauling scale. So Linus Pauling, an American scientist, in 1922 he has given a relative value to fluorine. So fluorine has 4.0 electronegativity. It is highly electronegative. It has a greater ability to attract the shared pair of electron towards itself. So therefore, it is highly electronegativity and its oxidation state is -1. Look here students, it is not a measurable quantity. However, a number of numericals are used. a number of numerical scales, number of numerical scales of electronegativity of element of electronegativity of elements are known, of elements are known. Look here. However, number of numerical scales of electronegativity of elements are known, that is Pauling scale, Mulliken scale, then Allred Roe scale. So among this, the Linus Pauling, American scientist, who proposed in 1922 the electronegativity for fluorine. So the one of the widest used scale is the one which is widely used is Pauling scale. That is called as Linus Pauling in 1922. So he has given a relative value for this fluorine. So here he has given the electronegativity for fluorine is 4, that is 4.0. Given the electronegativity value for fluorine 4.0, which is more electronegative, highly electronegative, and it has a greater capacity to attract the shared pair of electron towards itself. Look here students, it is about this electronegativity, and here it is not a measurable quantity, that's why we are using the numerical scales, and one of the widest used numerical scale is Pauling scale. So let us see what happens here along the period and down the group. So what is the effect of this electronegativity, or what is the variation of electronegativity in the periodic table? So look here students. Look here. Variation of electronegativity in the periodic table. So first, number 1, Ra. So what happens? The electronegativity, so what happens along the period? Remember students, the electronegativity increases as we move along the period or across the period or from left to right, because the atomic size or radius decreases and the effective nuclear charge or nuclear force of attraction increases. So therefore, the electronegativity increases along the period. So this is the main reason here, because the electronegativity is related with the atomic size or atomic radius and the effective nuclear charge. Look here students. The electronegativity increases along the period. It is nothing but from left to right. the electronegativity increases along the period. So from left to right, because here, remember students, because the atomic size decreases. Atomic size decreases, and when the atomic size decreases along the period, and the effective nuclear charge that is nothing but nuclear force of attraction. The effective nuclear charge increases, hence the electronegativity increases. The electronegativity increases. Look here students, this is the reason here. Here the nuclear force of attraction increases or effective nuclear charge increases, and here the electronegativity also increases. I will give an example here. Look here. Element electronegativity. Look here. So we will go along the period. Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Look here. So here lithium has 1.0, 1.5, 2.0, 2.5, 3.0, 3.5, and fluorine has 4.0. It is the highest electronegativity. Highest electronegativity. So it is along the period students. So look here once again. So here the electronegativity increases along the period because there is a decrease in the atomic size and increase in the effective nuclear charge or nuclear force of attraction increases, and therefore the electronegativity increases here. Then what happens down the group? What happens down the group? Let us see. Look here. Second one. Electronegativity. Look here. Here electronegativity decreases. Down the group. From top to bottom, down the group. So what is the reason here? Because there is an increase in the atomic size. As the atomic size increases, the number of principal shell also increases. So therefore, due to increase in the atomic size or atomic radius, so here the electronegativity goes on, decreases down the group. Because the atomic size increases down the group. And you may also write students, the effective nuclear charge decreases or nuclear force of attraction decreases. You may write this also. Increases down the group and the effective nuclear charge decreases. Hence, the electronegativity the electronegativity decreases. The electronegativity decreases. So here the electronegativity decreases down the group. So I will write an example here. Look here students, I will write first down the group lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. Look here students, what happens to the electronegativity here? It is 1.0, it is 0.9, it is 0.8, it is 0.8, it is 0.7. Look here, because all these are metals. Metals has a tendency to lose electron, hence the electronegativity is less. So the electronegativity goes on, decreases down the group. And you may take even halogens also. You may take halogens also, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine. Look here, you may take this also. Here, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, astatine. You know, fluorine is 4.0, it is 3.5. And here, it is 2.8, it is 2.5, it is 2.3 or 2.2. Look here, it is like this. So here it is 4.0 fluorine, and then this chlorine is near about, it is, I think it is 3.0 and 2.8, 2.5 and 2.2. So it is the electronegativity either down the group. And here, due to increase in the atomic size, the effective nuclear charge decreases, and therefore here it is variation of electronegativity in the periodic table along the period and also down the group. Then what happens students for non-metals and metals? Look here, it is also a very important property here. I will show. Look here, the non-metals are having a tendency to lose electron. Non-metals have a tendency to gain electron. So remember, the non-metals are having a tendency to gain electron. Number one, note. Metals have, non-metals have a tendency to gain electrons. For example, fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, oxygen, sulfur, etc. So these are all non-metals and these have a tendency to gain electron. So these can take electrons. These have a strong tendency to gain electron. So the non-metals have a strong tendency to gain electrons. Therefore, look here, therefore, here, remember, therefore, the electronegativity is directly related to the non-metallic properties of the elements. Remember students, therefore, the electronegativity is directly related, directly proportional, directly related to the properties, directly related to the non-metallic properties, directly related to the non-metallic properties of the elements. Look here, directly related to the non-metallic properties of elements. The non-metals have a strong tendency to lose electron. Non-metals ಗಳು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಗಳನ್ನು the non-metals have a strong tendency to gain electron. ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಅನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರ್ತದೆ. So non-metals are having, for example, look here, Cl. So it has a strong tendency ಟು ಗೇನ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ತಗೋತದೆ. ಇದು 287 ಅದ, ಇದು 288 ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸಿ ಟು ಗೇನ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್. Therefore, the electronegativity is directly related or directly proportional to the non-metallic properties of the elements. And then what happens to the metals? Metals ಗೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? So here number 2, the metals have a tendency to lose electrons. Metals ಗಳು electron ಅನ್ನು ಕಳ್ಕೊತದೆ. Metals have a tendency to lose electron. So then electronegativity is therefore electronegativity is inversely proportional, or electronegativity is inversely related to the metallic properties, inversely related to the metallic properties of the elements. Metallic properties of the elements. Metallic properties of the elements. Look here students, and here I will write an example, Na. So it has a tendency to lose electron. Electron is lost. So here the metals have a tendency to lose electron, therefore the electronegativity is inversely related to the metallic properties of the elements, and the non-metals have tendency to gain electron, therefore the electronegativity is directly related to the non-metallic properties of the elements. So here these two important points. So this completes this electronegativity. So now we will discuss the periodic trends in chemical properties. Still we studied the physical properties, periodic trends in physical properties. Then let us see the periodic trends in chemical properties. So what are chemical properties? What are the periodic trends in chemical properties? Students, we know that most of the properties in chemical trends are diagonal relationship, inert pair effect, lanthanide contraction effect, and so many that is chemical properties are there, and these we will study later in the individual topic. Now in this unit we will study only the periodicity of valency and another one, anomalous properties of second period elements. Anomalous properties of second period elements. These two we have to study here. So look here. Look here. Periodic trends in chemical properties. Periodic trends in chemical properties. So look here students, most of the trends in chemical properties of elements such as diagonal relationship, number 1, that is diagonal relationship. Second, inert pair effect. Inert pair effect, lanthanide contraction, that is nothing but effect of lanthanide contraction, etc. So here that is, these all that is we will study later in the individual topics. Now we will discuss only in this unit we will discuss only the periodicity of valence and then the anomalous properties of second period elements. Look here. Then what we have to study here? Number 1. Number 1, periodicity of valence, or it is also called as a oxidation state, or it is also called as a oxidation state. So then what is valency? So valency is the combining capacity of an element. Valency is the combining capacity of an element. So then what are valence electrons? The number of electrons which are present in the outermost orbit or outermost shell of an atom, so which can participate in the bond formation, are called as valence electrons. And these valence electron plays a very important role. So students, what is valency? It is the combining capacity of an element. And what are valence electron? The valence electrons of an element are the electrons which are present in the outermost orbit of an atom, so which can participate during the bond formation, is called as valence electron. So therefore here I will write, that is, what is the valency or what is valence? The combining capacity of an element is called valency. The combining capacity of an element is called valency. Then valence electrons, the valence of an element or look here students, the valence of the element is the number of electrons present in the outermost orbit of an atom, present in the outermost orbit of an atom, and which can participate in the bond formation. The valence of an element is the number of electrons present in the outermost orbit of an atom. So for example, here I will give example, many examples are there. So here sodium, so it is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. Here we will write like this. So it is neutron, and that is proton and 2 electrons. It has 8 electrons and it has 1 electron, the outermost orbit. The electron present in the outermost orbit, or in few book it is given as outermost shell of an atom. It is called as a valence electron. So here it is about valence. And now here what is the valence of representative elements, which we study. Representative elements means what, students? Representative elements. So representative elements means the S block and P block together called as representative elements or main shell of the elements. So here let us see the representative elements. What is the valency of representative elements? Representative elements means, remember, the S block and P block together called as representative elements. So here I will show the valence of representative elements. That is S block and P block together called as representative elements. Representative elements. So the valence of representative elements are usually equal. So here it is usually equal to the number of electrons present in their outermost orbit. Is usually equal to the number of electrons equal to the number of electrons present in the outermost orbit or outermost shell, present in the outermost orbit. ಓಕೆ, ಏನದ ರಿಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಟಿವ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಸ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್. ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ, ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಟಿವ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸ್ವಲಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ದ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಔಟರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟ್. ಕೊನೆಯ ಕಕ್ಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಗಳು ಅವು ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಗಳಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಅವು ಕಂಬೈಂಡ್ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸ್ತಾವೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೇನದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು, ದ ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಟಿವ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸ್ವಲಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ದ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಔಟರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟ್. ಆರ್ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಬುಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು 8 ಮೈನಸ್ ದ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಔಟರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟ್. 8 ಮೈನಸ್ ದ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಔಟರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟ್ ಅಂತಲೂ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಲುಕ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಗ್ರೂಪ್ I will write here. So you may also know this group, number of valence electron, number of valence electrons. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಅದ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ದೆನ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಒನ್ ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್. 3 ಕಾಲಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ತು. ಲುಕ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಗ್ರೂಪ್. ಹಂಗಾರೆ ಎಸ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಬರ್ತಾವೆ? ಎಸ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ 2 ಗ್ರೂಪ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ and then second group. ಎಸ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್. ಇದು ಇವೆರಡು ಏನದಲ್ಲ ಎಸ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ನಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರ್ತಾವೆ ರೀ? 13th ಗ್ರೂಪ್ನಿಂದ 13ರಿಂದ. ಡಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ ಏನದಲ್ಲ 3ರಿಂದ 12. 1 2 ಎಸ್ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್, 3ರಿಂದ 12 ಡಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್, 13ರಿಂದ 18 ಪಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್. 13 14 15 16 17 18. ಸೊ ಲುಕ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಹಿಯರ್ ಏನೋ ಜನರಲಾಗಿ ಬರೀತೀವಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು ಬರಿತೀವಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೀಥಿಯಂ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿರಿ, ಇದು ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿರಿ. ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಿ ನೀವು? ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 13. ಸೊ ಬೋರಾನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಬನ್. ಹೌದು. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಲೀಥಿಯಂ, ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ, ಬೋರಾನ್, ಕಾರ್ಬನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್, ಫ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದಿಸ್. ಫ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಆರ್ಗಾನ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೀಲಿಯಂ, ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ನಿಯಾನ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಇದು ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಲೀಥಿಯಂ 1s2 2s1. ಲುಕ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಲೀಥಿಯಂ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಲೀಥಿಯಂ 1s2 2s1. ಎಷ್ಟದ ಔಟರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟ್ನಾಗ? ಒಂದೇ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಅದ. ಒಂದೇ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಅದ ಮೇಲೆ ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಈಸ್ 1. ಇದ್ರ ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ 1 ಅದ ಮೇಲೆ ಸೊ ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ 1. ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ, ಲುಕ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಬೆರಿಲಿಯಂ 1s2 2s2. ಸೊ ಔಟರ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟ್ನಾಗ 2 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಅದಾವೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ 2 and its valence electron is also 2. Then 13, so it is boron 1s2 2s2 2p1. So valence electron ಇಲ್ಲಿ outermost orbit ನಾಗ 3 ಅದ ಅಂತ ಮೇಲೆ write here 3 and here it is also 3. So number of valence electron is also 3 and then valence is also 3. Is clear? Then 14th group carbon. So carbon has 1s2 2s2 2p2. So 4 valence electrons are there. It is 4. ಇದು 4 ಇದು 4 ಇರ್ತಾವೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ 15ನೇದು ನೈಟ್ರೋಜನ್ 1s2 2s2 2p3. ಲುಕ್ ಹಿಯರ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಏನದಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಹಾಫ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡ್ ಅದ. ಇದನ್ನು 3 ತೆಗಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, 2 ತೆಗಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಿ? ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅದಾವೆ? 5 ಅದಾವೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ 5 ಐತಿ. 15th ಗ್ರೂಪ್ 5 ಅದು. ಹಂಗಾರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗ್ತದೆ? ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ 3 ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 5. ಅಂದರೆ ಇವು 3 ತೆಗಿಬೋದು. ನೋಡಿರಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 3 ತೆಗಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, 2 ತೆಗಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, 3 ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 5. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ 6. ನೋಡಿರಿ, ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ 1s2 2s2 2p4. 4 ಇದೆರಡು 6 ಅದಾವೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್. ಸೊ 6 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 4 ತೆಗಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, 2 ತೆಗಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, 2 ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 4. 2 ತೆಗಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, 4 ತೆಗಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ದೆನ್ 17th ಫ್ಲೋರಿನ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ 7 ವ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ ಅದಾವೆ. ಫ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಫ್ಲೋರಿನ್ 1s2 2s2 2p4. 5 ಇವು 5 ತೆಗಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, 2 ತೆಗಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಟೋಟಲ್ 7 ಅದಾವೆ, 7 ಬರ್ದೀನಿ. ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ 2, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಬರ್ದೀವಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2 5. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಾರಿ ಹಿಯರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ 1s2 2s2 2p5 ಅದ. 2p5 ಅದ ಅಂತಂದಮೇಲೆ ಫ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನದಲ್ಲ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ತೆಗಿಬೋದು ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2p7 ಅದ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ 7 ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ 1ನೇ ಕಕ್ಷೆ ಒಳಗೆ 2 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್, 2ನೇ ಕಕ್ಷೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನದಲ್ಲ 5 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. 1s2 2s2 2p5 ಅದ. 5 4 9 ಅದ. ಸೊ ಎಷ್ಟು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ತೆಗಿಬೋದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಒಳಗೆ? ಸೊ ಕೊನೆ ಕಕ್ಷೆ ಒಳಗೆ 7 ಅದ. 7 ಅಂತಂದ ಮೇಲೆ 1 ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 7 1 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ತೆಗಿಬೋದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ 7 3 and 5 and 2 and 4. So it is 2 and 4 and then last one. Remember, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ 1s2 2s2 2p4 ಅದ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ p4 ಅದ ಅಂತಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 3 and 5 ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2 and 6 ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹಿಡಿದು 2 and 6 6 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ತೆಗಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ, 2 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ತೆಗಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಹಿಂಗಿರ್ತದೆ 1 2 3 4 5 6 ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ 4 3 5 2 6 3 5 ಅದ, 2 6 ಅದ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 1 7 ಅದ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ 0 8. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ 8 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್. ನಿಯಾನ್ ಒಳಗೆ 8 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ. ನಿಯಾನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ 1s2 2s2 2p6. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 5 ಅದ 2p6. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹಿಯರ್ 8 electrons are there. 8 electrons are there. It is 0 and 8. So it is about a group. Here valence electron 1 2 3 4 3 and 5 in nitrogen, and oxygen 2 and 6, fluorine 1 and 7, and then neon 0 and 8. Valence electrons are 8 and here it has 0. So it is about this the representative elements which are having valence electrons, and depending on this valence electron we may write the reactions and we may write the formula of the compound. So students, let us see. Look here. So after this, we will consider here few examples. So what are those few examples? Consider the two compounds are the two oxygen. Here I am taking oxygen as main. Two oxygen containing compounds. 2 oxygen containing compounds. Number 1, OF2, oxygen difluoride, oxygen difluoride. Number 2, Na2O, sodium oxide. Look here students, I have taken these two examples. Here how many elements are there? 3 elements are there. One is oxygen, another one is fluorine, and another one is sodium. 3 elements are there, and in both compound the oxygen is common. And look here, the electronegativity, the order of electronegativity, you may say that is the order of electronegativity, the order of electronegativity. So which is more electronegative here? The order of electronegativity of 3 elements are, look here students, which is more electronegative? Already we know all these things. The order of electronegativity of these elements are fluorine is more electronegative, then oxygen, then sodium. Look here. So we know that fluorine is having oxidation, the electronegativity 4.0, and then what about this oxygen? And it is 3.0 and it is 0.9. And then here, so what happens in OF2 and what happens in Na2O? which is more electronegative in first example and which is more electronegative in second example. So, I will come one by one. Number 1, in OF2, look here, in oxygen difluoride, here, or you may write that is first one, here I will write, here the fluorine is more electronegative. So, being more electronegative, fluorine has oxidation state -1. Look here, being more electronegative, fluorine has oxidation state -1. ಎಲ್ಲಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಏನದಲ್ಲ ಫ್ಲೋರಿನ್ 4.0 ಅದ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನದಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಮೋರ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಅದ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದ್ರದ್ದು ಏನಲ್ಲ ಆಕ್ಸಿಡೇಷನ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ -1 ಅದ. ಹಂಗಾರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ನಂಬರ್ 1, ಇನ್ OF2. In OF2, what happens here? In OF2, here ನೋಡಲಿ OF2. Look here student, oxygen is also electronegative, fluorine is also electronegative. And we know that the non-metals, both are non-metals, both are having a tendency to gain electron. ಎರಡರದ್ದು ಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸಿ ಏನದಲ್ಲ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದದ. ಹಂಗಾರೆ ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಯಾವ್ದು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಗೋತದೆ? ಸೊ ಬೋತ್ ಆರ್ having a tendency to gain electron. ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ನು ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಅದ, ಇದು ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಅದ. ನಾ ಹೇಳಿನಿ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಟಲ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಏನದ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್. Non-metallic properties are directly related to the electronegativity, and both are having tendency to gain electron, but which one here gains electron and which one here loses electron? So here we in OF2, so it is we know that this oxygen is having electronegativity 3.0 and fluorine is having electronegativity 4.0. So therefore among these two the fluorine has a tendency to gain electron and it becomes negative, and oxygen has a tendency to lose electron and it becomes a positive. Look here we know that. So what to write here? Here oxygen shares 2 electrons. Oxygen shares 2 electrons with fluorine. Look here students, oxygen shares 2 electrons with fluorine atoms. So with fluorine atom, so therefore here it exhibits atom and oxygen exhibit the oxidation +2. Oxygen exhibits oxidation state +2. It is very important one. I will show here. Look here, oxygen, it has 6 electrons. Look here, outermost orbit 1s2, 2s2, 2p4. So it is 6 electrons in the outermost orbit. And here fluorine 7 electron, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 1 2 3 4 5 6. Look here students, and here the bonding takes place. These 2 electrons are shared with this fluorine. Because it is more electronegative, it attracts the shared pair of electron towards itself. ಫ್ಲೋರಿನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ 2 ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಎಳ್ಕೊತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋನೆಗೆಟಿವಿಟಿ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ ನಾವು? ದ ಅಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಅನ್ ಆಟಮ್ present in a molecule to attract the shared pair of electron towards itself. So ಏನಾಗ್ತಿಲ್ಲಿ? It forms like this, and here it becomes negative, it is +2, like this. So here it is the first example. Then what happens in case of second example? Look here students, in second example, in Na2O, look here, sodium, it is a metal. It has a tendency to lose electron. ಮೆಟಲ್ಗಳು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಕಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಂಥ ಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸಿಯನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಿರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಮೋರ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋನೆಗೆಟಿವ್, ಇದರದ್ದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋನೆಗೆಟಿವಿಟಿ 3.0 ಅದ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದರದ್ದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋನೆಗೆಟಿವಿಟಿ 0.9 ಅದ. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಗೇನ್ಸ್ ಬೋತ್ ದ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಹಿಯರ್ in this, that is in this case, so oxygen being more electronegative, here oxygen being more electronegative, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಸಿಜನ್ ಏನದಲ್ಲ ಮೋರ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಅದ, accepts 2 electrons from 2 sodium atoms. Because sodium has only one electron, it has a tendency to lose only 1 electron. So therefore here oxygen being more electronegative accepts 2 electrons from 2 sodium atoms. 2 sodium atoms ಗಳು ಏನದಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ 2 sodium atoms, and oxygen shows oxidation -2. Look here, it shows oxidation state -2, and sodium has oxidation state +1. It is the reason students here. So it is sodium, it has only 1 electron in the outermost orbit, so you have to take 2 sodium. Sodium has Na, so 2 sodium. Oxygen has 2 electrons. And these 2 electrons are taken this, it forms Na2O. So here sodium oxide. So here it is the reason here. So look here oxygen has the plus oxidation 2 state, and here oxygen has the -2 oxidation state. ನೋಡ್ಕೊಡ್ರಿ, oxygen exhibit +2, ಇಲ್ಲಿ oxygen exhibit -2. So it depends upon the electronegativity. ಯಾವುದು ಮೋರ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋನೆಗೆಟಿವಿಟಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅದು ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ತಕ್ಕೋತದೆ, ಜಕ್ಕೋತದೆ. ಯಾವುದು ಲೆಸ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಕಳ್ಕೋತದೆ. Okay, last one here I will write group formula of hydrides. Look here students, formula of hydrides and formula of oxides. So here you may go as it is, first group, second, that is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and you may write 18 or you may not write 18 because 18th group are inactive. Look here, in first group, formula of hydrides I will write lithium, it forms hydride, and sodium, it forms hydride, magnesium, it forms hydrides. So 3 here it forms, or you may write that is lithium and potassium hydride. And then in the second, so we know that calcium hydride is there, so calcium hydride is there. And in third, 13th group, we know that it contains boron, we will write B2S6, boron hydride, or you may write aluminum hydride, AlH3. And in 14th, carbon is there, so you may write carbon CH4 and SiH4, silicon tetrahydride, and that is methane. And in 15th group you have nitrogen NH3, you may write ammonia, and similarly you may write PH3. Means that is these are having valency 3 and 3, 3, 3. So carbon 4 hydrogen. Then 16th group, so here I will write oxygen and sulfur. Oxygen has 2, and here I will write H2O, and it is H2S. And then 17th group you may write, it is very easy. So hydrogen fluoride, hydrogen chloride, hydrogen iodide, hydrogen bromide, like this. And then oxides are having -2 oxidation state. So I will write here Li2O, so -2 plus 1, here +1 -1, hydrides are -1, and here Na2O, K2O, and you may write MgO, CaO, MgO, CaO, and you may write B2O3, Al2O3, aluminum oxide, and here you may write carbon dioxide and silicon dioxide, SiO2. And here in nitrogen you may write many oxides are there, N2O3, N2O5, P2O3, P2O5, or you may write P2, or that is P4O10. Instead of this you may write P4O10, and instead of this you may write P4O6, like this. You may write this. And then here sulfur, you may write sulfur trioxide, sulfur dioxide, you may write anyone, and then chlorine heptoxide, Cl2O7, like this. So here it is about how the compounds are formed. So students, in our next class we will discuss the anomalous properties of elements. Thank you.